Hey, what's up you guys, it's Bob, and in today's video I'm gonna do I'm not gonna do a cover this time. I wanted to make a video about things that parents don't understand and we'll probably never understand because they're not from our generation. Just to say a little warning or something, I'm not saying that all parents are like this. I'm not saying that this is the same thing for everyone, but I just think that a lot of people, and especially parents, are like this towards their children, and I think that, well, it's something I don't really like, and I just wanted to make a quick video about this and give it thumbs up if you like it, and yeah. So, I think that the first thing I should talk about is bands and being in a fandom and everything. So if you if you check it out, fandoms and stuff, if you're not part of one, you realize that it's something that is very common, but it hasn't been here for a really long time. And I think that this is something parents don't really understand, like shipping people or shipping characters, because they never really done this kind of thing. And they sometimes bring you down for it, like, why are you wasting so much time talking about people who don't even know who you are, or why are you wasting your time on the internet? Well, you know what, internet is a great place, it's an amazing place, and being a part of the fandom is like being part of a community, but the difference is that you've chosen to be part of it because you've met people who can relate to the things you say, and vice versa, like you can relate to things they say and they can relate to things you say, and you guys are a big community who talk about the same things, who have the same interests, and who share the same kind of stuff. And to be quite honest, I'm a multi-fandom person, so yeah, I'm just gonna say which fandoms I'm part of, so that you can maybe relate, or I don't know, maybe you'll be interested about the content that I post on my social media accounts. So I'm a Glick, so the Glee community, Glee fandom. I'm a Smiler, so it's the Miley Cyrus fans. I'm also I don't know half of the name, a Hustler, so it's the All Time Low fandom. I'm a fan shipper, so I'm a fan, I don't know, but the ship of Dan and Phil. I hope they will never see this video because this will be so embarrassing. But yeah, because I find them super adorable, and like, come on, who doesn't love Dan and Phil? It being either like them being friends or them being dating, just they totally dating, okay? They dating. So yeah, also I am part of the Sleeping with Sirens fandom, so I don't really know if they have a name, but yeah, I think they're fandom, so I'm part of it. And right now I'm forgetting half of them, but the basic ones that I'm part of and I am actually active in. So yeah, and I'm also a big Halsey fan, so yeah, I'm not sure what the name of the fandom is, but if you know, tell me in the comment section down below. So yeah, I think this is something that parents can really understand, because some parents are kind of stuck in their generation, and they've never really been a fan of anyone. Like, I don't know, some people are big Michael Jackson fans or AC/DC fans, so parents who are like this can understand why their kids love a band so much, and can relate so much, and can feel at peace and at ease with other people who feel the same. And other parents don't understand that, and they think it's a waste of time, and you know what, I'm not even gonna waste my time trying to make them think otherwise. If they can understand, well, just let them be, okay? Then the other thing I think parents can't understand or don't understand is that being a fangirl is a full-time job. We don't get paid for doing this, just like we don't get paid for going to school, but I seriously think this is a full-time job. Like, you have to stay tuned and with everything that the band or whoever you're a fan of does. um, you have to, it's not like you have to, but if you're a real fan in a fandom, you buy the albums, you buy the DVDs, you go watch the movies in the movie theater, and you do all these kind of things. And these are stuff that parents in general don't understand. Like, why are you wasting so much money on band merch? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Well, because that's what my life revolves around, and I can make it any other way. Then the other thing that I think parents don't or can understand is that school is important, but I think that your kids' health is more important. And by kids' health, I mean kids' mental health. And I think parents sometimes get upset by this. So, whoa, that goes serious real fast. Parents get, they try not to, they don't really want to understand because they think that, sometimes they think that there is a problem, but as long as it isn't bad enough, they don't think that there really is something wrong that can be fixed or whatever. And I think this is where the problem is. Like, if you see that your kid is feeling anxious or is stressed out or doesn't want to go to school or feels bad every time they have a certain class to go to, I don't know, math class or physics or whatever, well, maybe you should try to talk to your kid about it instead of making them feel bad or trying to minimizing the problem. Like, it could be something way bigger, but you can't know because you're spending your time bringing your kid down and tell them to get over it. And I'm not saying it's something you can get over, if you're just anxious because of a test or something. But I think that as a parent, you should try to talk to your kid about it and with your kid about it, like, know their point of view and what may make them feel this way and so anxious all the time, every time they have to go to school or every time they have to go to the same class. And I think that not a lot of people, and adults in particular, understand this, and that's what the problem is. Then I also wanted to talk about something that parents can understand. Well, I chose a very vague subject, and that's why I'm searching. Some parents, this is really about some parents in particular, need to stop being always, always like looking over their kids' shoulder. Like, everything they do, they like spies to their kids, because you're not letting your kid breathe or live. And this is a problem, because when they be in the real life world and they have to pay for some stuff, they have to earn money by themselves and all that, and they will be all stressed out and they'll be completely lost and they won't know what to do because for the entire life you will have been there looking over their shoulders, spying on them, and always being on their back. And when they be free from you, they won't know what the fuck they're gonna do, what the fuck they have to do, and they just won't know, and they'll be completely lost. And that's when you have a freaking mental breakdown, because you don't know. And this is how you get an existential crisis, because you say la 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 la, my life is great, la 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 la, and then you get to this point where you're all alone and you don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life, what the fuck you have to do. And this is something that, even though I'm 17-year-old, I've actually had existential crisis for a while now, and I still have them. And this may make you think about another video, which is Danny's Art on Fire's videos, the meaning of life and all these kind of things. And I think you should go check it out. I'll put the link of it in the description box down below, because I can really relate to what he says and how he feels and all that. And I think it's amazing that he still has this existential crisis, but apparently he feels so much better now, and he's found his way and he's happy with his life, and I think that's great. And I think this well, to get back to the subject, I think this is something that people should take more seriously, because your kid we well, I mean, yeah, that's how you have a mental breakdown, and that's how your kid gets all lost and stuff. So yeah, also I really didn't plan what I wanted to say. There were just some stuff I wanted to talk about, but how is that person? Okay, so these were just a few stuff. It's not as long as the other stuff that I do, like the 10 things or 15 things, but I think I said 4 things. These 4 things are like I resumed pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, like, quickly, because either way it would have gotten too vague and I would have gotten completely out of the subject. So yeah, these were the 4 things that I think parents can't or will never understand, and if they do, well, that's cool. You know, my mom is pretty okay with me you know, being fan of people, because she was the same and she still is the same. Like, she's a big fan of Martin Scorsese, and she's a big fan of Brad Pitt, and she's a big fan of AC/DC and other bands like this. And you know, she's completely fine with me being a big smiler and like a big fan of Miley Cyrus, and being a hustler and being a big Simple Plan fan, because she was the same and she completely knows what I feel like. And I think she thinks it's great that, you know, I get to know people on social medias and I get to talk with them and be part of a community that, well, we can all be friends together, you know. And just, I think it's awesome, and I think more parents should be like this. Even if you don't understand, I think not understanding is not a reason to bring your kid down all the time. So yeah, I just wanted to say this again, because people probably don't realize how bad that is, or what kind of consequence it can have on your kid. And yeah, and that's how your kid ends up not telling you anything, because they think that this will be what they get from you. So yeah, I'm trying to make it short. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked it. Give it thumbs up. Share it on every social media platform you may have, or at least one social media platform you may have. Like, come on, you must have Twitter or Facebook or and yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Wednesday and Friday, so stay tuned for this. On Wednesday I always end up posting them super late, or always end up almost not posting them. So and if you didn't understand a thing I just say, it's fine. And yeah, guys, I see you on Friday. Don't forget stickers and stay right back. I wouldn't answer when you call. I never know where I am heading. This video was all over the place. Oh my god. Yeah. And also, just a little warning, so you need to watch this video. There are some fandoms that are completely crazy. I'm not gonna quote them, but yeah, and I'm not saying that you know, there are these crazy people in every fandom existing out there, but there are some fandoms where they just are more of them. And does this offend you? Because okay, so yeah.